Here we go, we finally get to see some more D.Gray, man. It's like, I swear, like, Mondays are my treats now. Like, I get a bunch of stuff left and right and all that, so I can just enjoy myself all the time. And, well, we're just straight immediately into the Phantom Thief G arc, and I was like, wow, we're already here and all that. I was thinking, like, yeah, that this is the thing with the show, since there's obviously going to be 13 episodes, and I was like, I had to check and all that, like, when going back to it, it's like, how many story arcs are again in, like, D.Gray, man? And I, like, kind of forgot about, like, how many, like, stuff happened on this. So, you know, well, like, literally after the anime, like, we had the invasion of the Black Order arc, then we got the destruction of the Black Order, and then the disappearance of Cross Marion, which we kind of just did, and a bit of the Phantom Thief stuff as well. Then we've got like 4 more arcs after that, so, and from what the anime opening is looking like, that it's going to be covering pretty much all of those arcs alongside with a tiny bit of the last arc, like, you know, like, of what the current stuff is at the moment. So, yeah, we've got some stuff to talk. Starting out straight off this episode, we finally get to see that Cross Mario, like, from what we saw him, is that he's just completely disappeared. Like that, is a lot of people saying, yeah, he's dead, because we saw his fucking dead body last week, like that, when we see, like, holy shit, that's the way to start off the episode, just straight up, like, by having, like, him just immediately just do that. And, like, whilst that was happening, it's just, like, the way how kind of, like, Alan, like, kind of dealt with it, as he just saw him, and then, like, Tin Academy left him a message saying, like, you need to stop wearing, like, the mask of your father's manner, like that, you need to walk your own path, not the 14th, not any of that stuff. And that was kind of his own way of dealing it. It's like, you know, Cross, it's just like, you know, what happened to him is like, you know, like all that was left after there was someone took his body, which was there, like, you know, like immediately afterwards, because it was just like when like those 2 guards went to like open up the door, and it was just like, you know, what the hell, like his body's there. But then afterwards someone took, like, you know, took the body out there to hide the evidence clearly. And it's like, from what we even saw as well, from like when the guards came in, like immediately the second time, it's like someone snatched that body and took it away, and there was clearly something on Cross's body that they didn't want swiping or snatching or any kind of the situation at all. So yeah, there's something going on where it's like, you know, who did this? And from what we saw as well from Link's, like, well, you know, like partner as well, like his general, like that, clearly it was someone from Central. But even with him, someone did it without his knowing, though. So, like, you know, that, like, he literally said there were sides of this war and all that, you know, like, you know, there's other and, you know, they didn't like each other like that, you know, him and, like, you know, like, from what we saw there, like, they didn't like each other, but regardless of what and all that, it's like, yo, no one's doing this shit without my saying, so I'm going over there trying to sort some shit out over there. And just, like, the way, like, you know, like, I guess it's because, like, how paced the show is, like, how we're, like, doing that, and just, like, not to mention as well, we just began in that arc, which was, like, the Phantom Thief, that where they had to immediately go and, like, protect, like, the old England's Bobby's, like, precious jewels and all that from, like, the Queen and everything. And it's just, like, a bunch of old bobbies and all that going around going, oi, oi, like that. Even though they were in France, it was like, oi, oi, give me back my fucking crown, like that. It's like, you just gotta love, like, how the British are, like, portrayed, like, in these shows, especially, like, since a show like this is, like, very Victorian English, like, style, like that. And then, like the Phantom Thief G is, like, such a giant reference to, like, Kaito Kid and, like, those thieves of that era. And, you know, they were glaring through a lot of the material and all that, like, some of the stuff that wasn't as, like, important and all that, but it's like, you know, oh, we've got to be, careful and all that, because, you know, the Phantom Thief G is gonna, like, steal it and everything, and, like, you see that his special ability is that he can take over other people. So, like, he took over one guy immediately, and it's like, oh, when he thought he was going to get captured and all, he did it the next guy. And then, concerning enough, he did it with Link, and he started taking over Link, and he started trying to fight Alan and Kanda, going around there, and it was like, yeah, that's quite a lot, you know, like, you do and all that. And then, and I liked it, though, when we finally found out the little kid's actual true, like, identity, that he was an orphanage, and, like, immediately, like, he's goofing around with, like one of the, like, sisters in there, like that, and he's, like, going to grab the boobs and everything, and, like, literally playing around, and he comes flying out the door, and he smashes, like, Alan's head alongside him, and they swap bodies, and Kanda, like a ruthless fucker, putting his sword to this kid's neck. He's like, you want your body back and all that, we gotta be talking about this innocence that you got here. He's like, you little piece of shit, like that. It's like, dude, he's a fucking kid, Kanda, like, calm down, like that. This motherfucker trying to pull stuff already. I was like, this piece of dog shit. I was like, wow, what is he doing like that? Like, honestly, can't believe that he was trying to pull some shit like that. It's just like, and then adding to the fact that Akuma decided to arrive, which was a level 4, which was concerning. That was like, oh shit, a level 4's there. and there's a level 2 that can turn people into puppets after 6 seconds, and there's level 3s, and it's just like, I love the fact that like how like Howard was really actually trying to deal with a level 2 and a level 3s like that, regardless of the fact that he doesn't have innocence on him. I love that like Howard is such a fucking badass to that. Like, I absolutely adore that. And even like as well, like Alan like that being restricted as well, is like, you know, like this level 4 was definitely getting trouble. Like the fact that it was like, you know, like Kanda, him, and Marie like that were all going against him, but you can tell like even when he got shot by like and the innocent, like, you know, like he was trying to like present the Akuma, that motherfucker just got the strings, pulled his fingers off like that. It was like nothing. I was like, God damn, this just shows like how like, you know, like he just does not want to turn into one. He's just like, this is what I'm gonna do so I can keep fighting like that. It just takes my like fingers off, and I was like, you know, definitely like I said though, like the show pacing is an issue. I think like with the quality of the show's writing as well, and like how beautiful the animation is, and that the way that they're handling it is good. I feel like the way they are. But even still, it's probably making manga readers like myself like, so at least I'm not as bad with the cases like that. I've noticed like so many shows are doing this now. Like this is the season of every shonen show coming out and going back in, and they're just doing really ridiculous pacing like that. I've noticed that it's just like, if you probably just read the manga recently, or just that and how they're skimming through material, and that they, you know, you're probably having a nervous breakdown as this is going through. But there, I kind of like how many scenes in there were good. I love the fact, like, you know, when Howard was taking over and like one of his eyes was going crazy, and that little rape face that he was doing, like I love that. I thought that was absolutely fantastic. And then just like adding into just a bunch of material was happening, and like, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I still love the show. I think I do enjoy the original show though a lot more. Like, I think there's just something with the pacing, and there's just something with like the darker atmosphere. Like the show feels a lot brighter. Like I feel like that's the thing with the modern animation, where like the older show looked a lot more gritty, and it looked a little bit not violent, but it just looks a lot more darker, and it really helps with the show of like, you know, kind of like the show can go from like kind of happy to like really fucked up like quickly. So we'll obviously have to wait and see and all that, like more and more in the show. But let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. You know, regardless of what, I love the show. Like regardless of what, I think it's still adapting really good content. And like at the end of that, Howard getting turned into a puppet at the end, like he was a G. Like he was a G regardless of that. And he's still gonna be fighting. And then like I am still gonna be watching the show because it's D.Gray Man at the end of the day. I fucking love D.Gray Man. Like regardless of what, but the fact is though, I think like. That's just me being personal. I think the original show is a little bit better, regardless that it has filler and some stuff in there. But I think that's just that. And you know, like overall, like that's not really a knock on this show. It's just that it's the circumstances that it had to be, where it's like we can only give you a D.Gray Man anime only if like the fact that it has to be 13 episodes, and that's all you're gonna get like that. Can't be 24. Can't be like, you know, 100 like last time, which, you know, I doubt they would have done like that. And, you know, I would have loved it if it was 24, maybe like 30, 40 like that episodes. I would have loved the fact of that. But it's just in this day and age, it's near impossible. Like even like Ushio Tora, that was like 39 episodes, and that had to take breaks and all that, and then that was having a rough patch as well of like animation error, like, you know, going for like the very last episodes and all that. And it's like, you know, regardless of what, that still turns out to be a fantastic show. But it's just like that just even goes to show with someone like with Madhouse on the helm as well. It's like it's very hard the shows these days to really keep on that ongoing vibe, and that's like and I still love the show. I still love D.Gray Man, and I still love like a bunch of these shows. I just really wish like it was like anime, like especially of this and all that, was like still able to do 24 episodes, but now they're costing so much more to adapt this stuff. So we'll have to wait and see. But let me know what you guys think. But that's all from me. Thank you much for watching as always, and I'll see you guys though next time.